Welcome to the Modern Eco Village. We are building a community in the south of Spain for 500 households, a complete community focused on health, sustainability, and community interaction. Our goal is to create a green oasis where we can upgrade different aspects of our lives, get closer to nature while keeping the modern comfort and technology. So listen up.
Hi guys, welcome to another episode of the Modern Eco Village podcast. This episode I'm very excited about because we're together again, Berdian.
Yeah.
How nice is that? So this is Berdian Bragdø from Norway, and we go way back. So if you guys didn't know, I used to be a plant influencer in Norway. Norway's first. Pretty proud of that. And I've been learning so much about plants and doing plants the nature's way and everything that nature gives back to you once you start giving to plants. And that's everything from having your plants inside to growing your own vegetables to just be surrounded by green and, touching soil. So I am so happy that Berdian and his family are the ones who are going to help us make sure that the MEV is going to not only look pretty, feel amazing, and also give us food that's going to be highly, highly tasteful, but also very, very nutritious. So today we're going to talk about a few different things. We're going to talk about the food forest that we are building up in the MEV. We're going to talk about permaculture and how we're going to do things. And we're going to go a little bit into how we're going to try to restore the native Spanish forests, how we're learning from all of the locals, and how we're trying to make everything season-based so that no matter when you are in the season, there will be something in the nature that will either give you amazing taste or amazing smell. I'm actually very excited about the smell. So, but before we dive into this, why don't you give a little bit of introduction to who you are and the family that you come from? Because I know that for you, this is completely normal, but you guys live in a beautiful, beautiful, natural way. So tell our listeners a little bit about that.
Thank you. Yeah, we try as good as we can to live the natural way. My family have been gardeners and working with plants for as long as I think maybe 130 years or so. We have always had agriculture, pruned trees and fruit trees and everything like that. If you can't do it on nature's premises, you shouldn't do it. Actually,
I love that.
Yeah,
I should tattoo that.
Yeah, and most people think that you can fix the trees and you can do everything above the ground, but everything starts underneath. You need the base, the foundation of everything is a good soil.
We call it living soil.
Living
right?
soil, yeah, correct.
That was the first thing that I started learning about, the living soil, how everything is kind of rooted in soil. And you guys taught me that once the plant is already visible, sick or struggling, it's been happening for a very, very long time. And I think it was your dad who explained to me that the soil is kind of like our gut.
Yeah.
It's where all the nutrition and everything. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So how are we going to make sure that the soil that we're going to grow everything in up in Planes, how are we going to make sure that the soil it's top quality?
It's easy for me, but it's hard to explain. But what we do is we make like a compost factory, for example, where we take all of the green and brown materials from plants in Planes and make them into good compost. We make some compost tea, also a compost tea factory because you need quite a lot. So compost tea is basically water that you infuse with oxygen, like a big pump of air, and you add microbes, fungus, everything from the soil, but not all kind of soil, the soil to the plants you need. So if you have leaf trees like hazel or whatever, you want to use the fungus that lives and the bacteria that lives in the soil beneath those, and you make a compost tea of that. That's the easy explanation of it, and then you water with it.
So we're going to feed the microbiomes from an early stage and make sure that we have the correct microbiomes for what we are growing. So
yes,
it's very
from before you plant. So you even start now to groom the soil.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And earlier, before when we were talking about this podcast, you said something very interesting because I asked you, we're going to make everything organic. And you said, organic is not always good.
No.
And I was like, what? And you said, no. What did you say?
Nature's way or biology.
Yeah, what's that? Yeah. I can't say it.
Yeah,
It has to be in a
biological.
biological way.
Yeah.
Yeah. So explain that. Why is organic not always good?
Organic is just not using like artificial fertilizers, pesticides, and whatever. It doesn't mean that it's nutritious and good actually.
Yeah.
But it's often better because when you don't use pesticides and stuff, you keep the bees happy and everything like that.
So it's better for the environment, but not necessarily for taste and nutrients.
Correct, because you can use peat as a foundation, for example, that comes from the forest, and you can use soya-based whatever nutritions and everything, and that doesn't make the best foundation for nutritions and taste. But doing it our way is a lot better.
Yeah.
Because you make the soil yourself. It's really good compost based from what you have already harvested, for example. Yeah.
It's actually kind of sad that we even have the word organic.
Yeah.
Because it literally only means no toxins added.
It should be pesticide free.
Yeah,
free.
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Or we should have, carrots
Yeah.
and carrots with toxins.
Yeah, correct.
That instead of
Yeah.
the carrots being called organic carrots,
Yeah.
and then you are, weird if you focus on only wanting organic stuff,
Yeah.
So like you said, just because it's organic doesn't mean that it's more nutritious, but when you are, or more tasty, but when you are doing it the nature's way, when you are feeding the microbiomes, that's actually going to change the way the tomatoes
Yeah.
both taste and the nutrition's in it.
Absolutely.
And we can actually get this documented.
Oh, yeah,
so we're
yeah.
we're gonna ship our food over to where did you say? You say
there's a company called Eurofins. It's
Yeah.
in all the big cities in the world.
Yeah.
And you can just send them this and they will give you like an analysis of whatever's in there.
I love that. I'm so excited for I'm very excited, obviously, that we're going to plant things throughout the season that we can eat. And I'm so excited that I learned the difference between growing things only to be maintenance free. Like so many cities, once you start seeing this, when you walk around in both gardens and cities, you will see how many things that have been planted only to look a certain way, but it doesn't give you anything.
Yeah.
And then you feel almost a little bit disconnected from nature because it's not the way it's supposed to be. We're not supposed to be disconnected. Nature is not supposed to only be there to look at. Nature has the answers to so many things. Just like touching soil is actually healing things in our brain,
absolutely.
and watching stuff that are green is actually changing things in our brain. It's making us happier and healthier. So when I learned from your family to not plant, not to take away all of the, like a lot of, especially in Norway, you will have your flower beds, like the soil is supposed to be visible, and then you have your one plant and you have to go take out the weeds all the time. And you guys taught me that, what did you say? I don't know how to say this in Norwegian.
If you see the soil, it's like an open wound.
Yeah. Open soil, open wound.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You never see an open soil in the forest unless it's been like a tree falling over from
a storm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or like
and you never see a tree standing alone either.
No.
There's only cactuses in the desert that does that.
Exactly.
Yeah, and so they all want to stay together. They want different species often.
Yeah.
They just thrive that way, just same as us.
Exactly.
I mean, we don't want to be alone.
No, you need the community.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I didn't even know before I met you guys that roots and different plants, they talk together, they help each other out. They have this whole life under there.
Oh.
So when you also place everything in pots or place everything alone, you're missing out on so many healing factors.
Correct.
So I know that some people, a lot of the people who are interested in the MEV, they're interested in living nature's way. They're interested in learning how to live nature's way. And then you have some people who talk to us and they say that, but we want it maintenance free. Mm-hmm. And I'm happy when I hear that, because you guys also taught me how to do things, because when you do it with nature, it becomes maintenance, easy maintenance, because you don't have to weed out, like you are planting things together so that nature is helping nature. And you just get a completely different relationship to everything.
Yeah, it's just easy.
For you, because it's so natural.
But I mean, people have many people have an idea on how a flower pot should look like, often stemmed tree in the middle and open down there. And for that tree, or if you do that in the garden, it's very unnatural, and you will always get weed. You will always get like unwanted stuff there. But if you just plant, like we call it the companion plants, they will thrive and they will cover the soil, and you will only have those. And the only maintenance that you really need to do is sometimes keep them in chest, like in line. We cut them a little bit or whatever, and it's maintenance free if you want.
Yeah. And then you can reap all the benefits of watching it,
Harvest
eating from it, harvest it. Exactly. So we are like we talked about, we are building food forests many places in the MEV, and because we want the experience to be almost like you're living in a retreat. We want, if you're walking over to some of your neighbors, you can pluck something, if it's herbs or fruits or nuts or whatever it is on the way, and also harvest for bigger use, obviously. And in the area where we are building the townhouses, we are building, I think it's 5 parks, and we have several food forests that we want to set up there. And so can you tell us a little bit how you envision a food forest? Because I know that a lot of cities most cities don't have food forests, but our village is going to have it.
Yeah. I always have this vision of the movie Godfather, when the old one is walking through like the orange aisles, you know, when he picks the orange. Just imagine that a bit taller, and you can walk under them, and you can climb there and pick that, and walking in a forest in an urban area is, or has to be, an retreat area. I mean, it's a soul soothing place to be.
Exactly.
What species and plants we're going to use, we don't quite know just yet, but we have a list of plants that we can use. But a food forest is, I think that's just going to be amazing. I'm
so excited about it. Where we are renting right now, I have about like 16 banana trees, and I just plucked my first banana stem, and I chopped them all up. They're so sweet, so good, and I have it in the freezer now, so I have enough bananas for smoothies, forever. And I for sure know that I want like a banana forest, and I can just like, I'm Norwegian. You're Norwegian. We have people from 25 different countries joining the MEV. We have a lot of people obviously from Spain, but we have so many people also from Nordic and different countries. And the feeling of cutting down your own banana stem. I mean, it's I get high on my own supply. It's the most, like you said, soul soothing. And walking through an orange field when the neroli flowers are in blossom, like it's I've never felt as rich. It's undescribable,
you have
and
to,
it's so soul soothing. It's just, it's more than anything I could ever, like, you could ask me now, do you want, pick your top person Chanel, or do you want to walk through like a forest like that? I want to walk through a forest like that. Like, it's just so amazing. So I'm very excited about the food forest. I'm so excited that we're going to have, like no matter where you are in the season, something can be plucked or something can be smelled. So it's year round. And also, obviously, we are implementing permaculture. It's very important for us, and the for every tree that we're taking down, because as you know, a lot of the trees in Planes have not been cared for. A lot of them are sick or they are dying. So we're taking away a lot of trees. Some of the trees that we also have to take away because they're in the way. If they're healthy, we are taking them away, we're storing them, and then we're planting them back. But how else are we implementing permaculture in the MEV?
Permaculture, for those that don't know, is like a passive house. So you don't use more energy than the ones you apply to the soil again. So it's a way of doing agriculture in nature's way. Permaculture is actually from permanent agriculture, and to do this, we have to do a little bit of what I talked to you about like 5 minutes ago with the compost factory, the compost tea, and stuff like that. You are not supposed to add more than you, you can't
take
add more
than you.
Yeah, correct. You can't take more out
than you give.
Yeah, because you want to keep the soil healthy, and you want to keep make the soil better each year, and this way the plants and the harvesting the fruits and everything will also be better every year. Yeah.
So nothing is going to waste, and I think that's also very important. We're using every single thing that we're taking from nature, we are replacing, and it's coming back.
Yeah.
And also, it's so much deeper than only how it will look. And we talk about the fruits, and we talk about nuts and how things will feel and all of that. But also, when the roots actually go down into soil, they are harvesting and helping with water when it rains. So there's so much knowledge that goes behind what we are planting where.
Yeah.
And I have so much respect for all of the information that you guys have, because it's a pretty
the way of not the way of choosing, but what you choose to plant where and when is very important. I mean, because you need that kind of plant will give you more nitrogen into the soil. The other one will use it again, and the next one will maybe be more another nutrition that you give to the soil again.
Yeah.
And when you have harvested, you cut up the plants and you mix them into the soil, and the next plant again loves that type of plant. So yeah.
Yeah. Also, some people asked me, it was a very good question, because they were like, oh yeah, but when can we expect fruit? And I was like, what do you mean? And they was like, yeah, because when you buy all the trees, they're just like a meter tall. No. And I was like, no, but we can buy them old. Yeah. So we're buying so this is just information to you guys who are listening or watching, that a lot of the trees, we're buying them very, very old. So we're going to have, these huge trucks coming in and bringing old.
Many places trees. We will try to plant big trees. Mm-hmm. And but we don't plant small trees. I mean, no. When 50 to 70 centimeters, that's not
no, because
it
would be
1 or 2 meters is like the standard, and we go above that.
Exactly.
You never harvest the first year when we plant.
No, okay.
You can, but I prefer not to, because we want the trees to establish roots and everything. Yeah. So we take away at least 50% of the fruit, so that the tree focuses their energy on making roots instead of fruit.
Smart.
Yeah. So
Very
that
smart.
way you establish the trees and the plants a lot faster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, so cool. I didn't know. I should have known on the stuff I have.
No.
I have so much now in pots that I'm just trying to keep alive, so I can plant them in the ground once we move up there. Also, we are learning a lot from the locals up there, obviously.
Yeah.
So we have met and spoken with a lot of people. We have tasted a lot of the stuff, and it's so beautiful to see how they care for their land and how they have, they don't go to, plantation or to locally and buys the
seeds.
The seeds, they have them from their own, from last year, and from, like you said, like some of them maybe go like 100 years back.
Yeah, it's the same stem, because they're using that plant, and they pick the seeds and they dry the seeds and they stratify them. It's called, you put them in the fridge or whatever for a certain amount of time, and then they use again next year.
So you were talking earlier off pod, you said that doing that is actually you were talking about the evolution of plants.
Yeah, and plant can evolve in like 1 year, 2 years. So they actually change their DNA because they adapt to environments really, really fast. And so some plants, like whatever, it doesn't matter which plant, but if it's a very windy place and you plant like a daisy, for example.
We have a lot of daisies up there,
So if you take a daisy from a non-windy place and you put it on a windy place, after 2 or 3 years, you will see that the next generation of daisies will be smaller or lower, and then it just like this. And same with tomatoes. Yeah. If it's a lot of drought and a lot of heat and everything more than another place, the plant or the seeds will carry that information in the DNA to the next generation.
Wow.
And after 100 years, you have a total different tomato plant.
So when we get a lot of help and seeds from the locals up there, we can actually say that we have tomatoes that you cannot find anywhere else in the world.
Correct. Yeah.
Wow. That's really, really cool.
Yeah, that's cool.
I am so excited for when we have the first crops, and once we can documented show how much more nutrients those tomatoes or apples or whatever will contain versus the organic stuff you get at the supermarket. Yeah. Because like you said earlier, and I didn't know, or I should have known, makes total sense once you say it. When you go to the supermarket and you pay a whole lot of money to get the organic stuff, you actually just get normal tomatoes that don't have any toxins. It does not mean that they have treated the soil with enough food for the microbiomes to make sure that you have all the nutrients that you need. And this is why so many of us are nutrient deficient.
Yeah.
We don't have enough. We cannot get enough from the regular food that we get in the store.
It's not enough nutrition in them.
No.
But another thing is the taste.
Yeah.
Because in a normal greenhouse or whatever, they don't do companion planting most of the times.
Yeah.
So, for example, with tomatoes, if you plant garlic or basil or whatever around them, you also get that taste a little bit into the tomato. So that's cool.
Actually, I grew up being very picky around food. I thought food was, I ate the same thing for breakfast and lunch every single day for like 12 years until I dared to change a little bit, and I never wanted to try new things. And for example, tomato was one of the things I didn't like. And then when I went to Romania for the first time to meet my husband's parents, I was told by his sister, she said, like, if you want to make a good impression on them, eat whatever is served, drink whatever is served. Never keep your plate, always keep your plate and your glass empty, and they will love you. And then I went down there and I was nervous because I do have, like, I'm picky and I have issues regarding food. Not issues, but I'm very picky. And they also have evolved tomatoes, like, for example, they're heirloom tomatoes. They pick tomatoes that are like 1.5 kilos. They're so huge, and they have their own soil. Obviously, everything is organic, but they also feed their own soil, and they have the same seeds from, like, I don't know, they're like 20 years into this. And then I was served tomatoes. So they will just go pluck a tomato, cut it in slices, just a little salt over, and serve it. Here is your meal. And I was so nervous because I didn't like tomatoes. And I took my first bite, and it was a fruit.
Yeah,
it was just a fruit.
It's not the same as in the supermarket.
I couldn't believe it. So it went from being like my least favorite thing to my most favorite fruit. Nice. I don't even think about it as vegetables or any. It's just a fruit. Yeah. So now I will eat it if I get the heirloom tomatoes. And I got some of her seeds, and I have grown them here in Spain.
Cool.
And they are insanely good. So I'm also excited to implement it. Are we allowed to take seeds from Romania over here, by the way? Suddenly I'm
not sure about
probably
the Spanish
not.
laws,
Just
but probably
forget
not.
what I said. I didn't do that at all. That didn't happen. And I will not do it in the MEV.
Yeah.
Can we also, because we haven't talked about this off pod, so if this is a no-go, then we just have to erase it or cut it out, I guess. But we really want to have our own olive oil production.
Yeah.
So
why not?
Yeah. I mean, they're already selling olive oil from Planet, so we're looking into if they want help, if we can join in somehow, if we can invest, or how we can, because the olive oil up there is so good. But I've always dreamt of having my own little line as well, just for the MEV, so we'll see.
Obviously, I've never made olive oil in Norway.
Oh, you haven't?
No. But that shouldn't be a problem. There's a lot of olive trees and everything. We just need
we have so many,
the production in line. So, yeah.
It's going to be exciting.
That's
so
cool.
What do you think? I know that we were not supposed to talk details, but what do you think from the top of your head? What kind of, like, if you would say like 5 to 9 things that we for sure will be growing up there in the beginning?
Pomegranate. Yeah. We need something to replica like the normal fauna up there. So like maybe pine trees, but like from what do you call them, the pine cones that you can eat. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see. Judas tree is a cool one.
What's?
It's a Judas tree.
Judas tree?
Yeah. Turkish hazelnut.
Those, we're so happy when you said earlier, we talked about those, because it reminds me of, do you think it's Turkish hazel we have in Norway in the south where I grew up?
No, that's Corylus avellana. This is Corylus, I don't quite know I don't remember the Latin name now. Yeah.
I have it. I'll actually check it because I just Googled that. Let me see. You said it was, wait. I got it. No, it's Avellana. Hazel, okay. Corylus Avellana.
Okay, I can double check it.
Yeah.
Okay, it is that. Yeah. It's almost the same, yeah.
Okay. I'm very excited about that. I remember, and that's also that feeling when I was little. We lived on that little mountain. We would walk to school, and in the season, I would always, pluck nuts on the way, and just like reaching up, grabbing the nuts, and then cracking them with your teeth, and then
almost ready, and it's
it's so disgusting when they're not ready, and so good when they are ready.
Absolutely.
But how amazing it was, and that you can also. We always were. forced to pluck extra, so we had them for Christmas, and I'm so excited for those things again, and I'm so excited to live a more season-based, because I'm excited to get excited for things.
Yeah.
I kind of don't like that everything is always available. I don't want everything to always be available anymore.
It shouldn't be.
No,
and it's not normal
be.
that it is.
No, and it doesn't make you more happy
No,
that you can get anything at a blink of an eye. You're supposed to work a little bit for things, and you're supposed to wait a little bit, and then
but you can be smart.
It.
It's like in plants ways or fruits and whatever, you can plant in seasons in an area, so you always have supply of most things.
Yeah, obviously.
But not everything.
Yeah, and you also, obviously, we're gonna plant a lot, we're gonna ferment a lot, we're gonna store a lot, so because we are planning on having enough food to keep the entire village and all of the restaurants and all of the food store and everything. And so obviously I'm from the modern world 2025, so obviously I'm going to scoot down to Carrefour and and get some Mercadona and get some stuff whenever I need that. But I'm excited to year by year learn a little bit more of nature, learn a little bit more on how we can live more season-based, and just slowly but surely implement a more season-based life. That's my dream. So that maybe by the time I'm, a little bit older, I can live.
I need
like
to continue
that.
on the list of the
Yes,
plants as
please.
well. So we have oranges, olives, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Lime,
Lemons,
of course.
lime.
Yeah, all of these standard things, but they really thrive up there.
Yeah.
Yeah. And for the hedges, we have a lot of things or plants to pick from, and from bushes we have everything from. It's
passion fruit.
Passion fruit, for example. Yeah.
Grapes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Kiwis.
Yes,
Kiwi
there's so many things,
Yeah.
And we just need to make sure that they can thrive in that area and that it will be minimum maintenance.
Exactly.
Stuff like that.
Yeah.
And that I would also like to see them in the local areas.
Yeah.
Most of them. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, let me look at my little notes here. I think we actually got a little bit through it.
Perfect.
I mean,
plants are fun, but the soil is the best.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Everything starts in the soil.
Correct. Yeah.
And it's the same with us. Everything starts with our gut biome. And it's funny because I just said that, okay, we got through it, that was it. But we both know that we could have talked about this forever.
We're not done, but
we're not done.
We're done.
Yeah,
for
exactly.
now.
But it's nice to have one episode where we kind of just go like the main idea for the MEV and our thoughts, and get the people and get to know you, and they will probably meet both your dad and your mom as well, and your family. The way you're going to help us do this is going to be amazing.
Yeah.
And interestingly enough, my husband and I got married in his parents' garden.
Yeah.
Which
was a nice day.
That was it was interesting. I mean, the day before we had the most beautiful weather Norway has seen, and we wake up on the day of our wedding to warning.
Yeah.
It's going to rain so much, but it was a beautiful time. Okay, if anybody has any questions, remember that you can always email us at info@moderneecovillage.com or send us a DM on our Instagram. We're also at the Modern Eco Village on Instagram. Remember that we thrive on critical questions. So if you feel like there's something that we haven't thought about or something that you're worried about, please send us all of your worries and all of your critical thoughts. We are very cocky right now. We do feel like we have thought about everything. So
we know we haven't, but we think so.
We think so. But if we haven't, please send us a message, because this is how we make sure that we create one of the best places the earth has ever seen.
Yeah.
Let's hope.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you for showing up.